episode. So at the number one spot, we have here Culinary. He's been a contestant on the show a couple of times, so it's a pleasure having him back at that number one spot. Number two spot coming in, and she was the contestant on our last episode. Big shout out to Lexi. Number three, we had Molly Luck. Also, I think that's Lucky Charm. She was also a contestant turned bachelorette on our previous episode. So it's nice seeing people coming back and forth. And then we're at the number four spot, our last lovely assistant, Truth, at the number four spot. And at the number five spot, you see him here in the chat. That's a fine blue-eyed devil. I don't even know if he has blue eyes or not. But enough about that. This is how the show is going to work today. So we have an awesome bachelor, but last week he couldn't make it because a couple of things happened. If you guys tuned into the Instagram, you heard his excuse, but you guys are going to hear it here first. And we're gonna hear from the ladies on how it was like to start off this rocky relationship on the wrong foot. You got some explaining to do, Mister Two Phones. So if I could get Two Phones to request the box, please. How it's gonna work is he's gonna join the box. We get to know him a little bit, then we get to know the three contestants that he missed out on, and see if they're gonna give him a chance today. And after that, he's going to eliminate one person after a round of questions. Then we go into round number two, where we'll double up the questions, and then he make his pick. Him and that person get to know each other off of the app on the Book of Space, the Snap of all chats, the Gram of all instas, whatever the kids are calling it these days. And they tune back in next Friday, closer to 12 p.m. Eastern time, and give us a bit of an update. This is season 5, episode number 10, part 2. So if I could get Two Phones to please request the box. But yeah, so yeah, and also our bachelors, and also we got a lot of awesome questions today. Big shout out to Chris Casper. He has a show called Suiting Up with Chris. That's every Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. It's kind of hard to be, hosting the show and also giving you guys love and addressing everybody. So I'm gonna be giving y'all some of these to let you know that I am here and I acknowledge everything. But I also have my lovely admins that are going to be the voice of reason in the chat. They're going to be answering all of your questions and be letting y'all know everything to do. So let's if someone could get a hold of our bachelor, please. If we get the contestants, I think on today's episode, we have the lovely Lexi, the lovely Red, and also we have Game also. So if I get no Game, if you could please request the box. Are y'all requesting? Is it not showing me? Two Phone is busy. That's funny. Yeah, Red, did you request the box? Y'all requesting the box, please let me know. But big thank you for everybody tuning in today. If I have to request the box. No time for games. Yeah, y'all request the box so we can get the show started. Dude, if this bachelor doesn't come on the show today, he's gonna have some explaining
Okay,
to do.
listen.
he he gave me a list of a reason for his excuses, so I definitely we got to hear it for sure. How are you doing? No time for
I'm
games.
doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am doing incredible. Your hair looks nice. And Red, how about you?
Mm.
We got blue, we got red, we got some rivalry going on.
Top edge, red. What's going on, Zaria?
I'm doing fantastic. We're just waiting on Lexi, and if my admin can go fetch down Two Phones. No excuses, my brother. All right, so let's get into some random facts over here. So, Red,
Sandman?
can you hear me? Can you hear me
Mhm.
okay? Oh, no, I said let's get into some random facts about you guys. So starting off with Red. Red, give me a couple of random facts about you, like that we wouldn't know just based on looking at you. Something a little bit deeper than surface level.
Random facts.
Hmm.
How deep we talking? Can I get an example? Give me a random fact about you, Zaria.
A random fact about me is I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes. I have lived on yoga schools throughout my life. I also I was the chicken fight champion in third grade. Y'all remember
Chicken
chicken
fight
fight?
in school?
Yeah, in school on the monkey bars.
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, and also I think my places that I dream to visit are Ireland, also Australia and Thailand.
He's
Those are my
here.
three places. Awesome. Join the box, two phones.
He's
What
here.
about you, Red? Okay, I'm waiting for him to jump in the box. You can fave me. Sure.
Let me turn on my notifications.
Oh, we'll get to her. We're just waiting on
Not them
Mr.
trolling me in the comments.
Oh yeah, also
This
culinary.
is
He
great.
had the she'll rate the date name tag, so get him in there. All right, Mr. Culinary, congratulations. I hope I spelled that right. You have made the official rate the date name tag. You see your name right there. I'll be officially culinary the entire episode until mid episode where we will switch it up a little bit. So the person who is the top gifter in midway through the show will be featured on the official rate the date name tag. Sorry for my again chicken scratch. We're mentioning a lot of chicken oriented things during this episode. But yeah, I don't have the proper penmanship. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Yeah, so what do we have going on? I heard I saw one of my admins was calling me. Do we have an issue with our bachelor on today's episode? While I wait for a response from that, like I said, Red, give me two random facts about you that we wouldn't know just based on looking at
Two random facts.
you.
Let
Two
me
random
see.
facts.
I am terrified of heights. I do not like planes. I do not like going up and anything that has to do with heights. I'm not with it. Another random fact is I grew up in New Jersey. Everybody thinks that I'm born and raised here in New York. I'm not. I'm a Jersey girl.
Awesome.
Sandman,
That's
hello.
awesome. If y'all can't hear the East Coast just like dripping off of her, then you guys gotta adjust y'all's ears.
Yo, yo,
Okay, two
yo.
phones. Finally, again with the tardiness. Definitely not gonna win any bonus points with the host on today's episode. So, before we get into about you, you got your hair braided up. It looks like you're getting ready. Nice shirt. At least you're dressed presentable. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we had you lined up for these awesome women. We also are waiting for Lexi. If Lexi, you can please request the box, or if Nat, if you want to step up as a contestant, the lovely
Not the
Nat is a
baby
streamer,
shirt.
a very lovely streamer. If she wants to join that third contestant slot, but two phones. Let us know what was your excuse. Why didn't you make it to the show? For those that didn't hear the excuse
All
on
right,
Instagram.
so all right, so basically what had happened was that I was on my way to go run some errands, and on my way back to the crib, I got chased by a goat and I dropped my other phone, you know what I'm saying? And I cracked it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the hell that goat came from because, like I said, I'm from the city. We don't got goats where I'm from. So somebody had their goat, they let that shit loose, and that shit started chasing me. You know what I'm saying? So I had cracked my phone, and that was the phone I was using to like wake up on time or whatever. And I'm gonna just say I was participating in some extracurricular activities that involves a certain young lady with the initials of MJ, and I overslept, and yeah.
Yeah, it's quite the elaborate, quite the elaborate explanation. So you got chased with the greatest of all times. That's where we'll leave it. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna accept it, but we'll keep it rocking and rolling. All right. No time for games. All right, so you had no time for games. What do you think of that excuse, by the way?
It's almost like my dog ate my homework. Did it really happen? Did it really happen? Chased by a goat? You know?
Chased by a goat. It could be a metaphorical goat. It could
Yeah,
be,
no, man.
I don't know. It could be some type of
I
rush that's
mean,
going on. All right,
the
but we got
extracurricular
you.
activity could have definitely had you thinking that it was a goat. I mean,
Okay, no time for games. Let's get to know you a little bit. We heard a little bit about
you can
Red.
call me no time.
No time. All right, no time. With no time left on the clock, let me know two things about you that I wouldn't know just based on looking at you. Something a little bit more than the surface level stuff. Maybe a place that you've always wanted to go to, maybe some hidden talents, maybe what you do for work, just something a little bit that the chat can get to know you a little bit.
I used to play wide receiver in high school. I was a wide receiver.
Oh, okay. So you're very familiar with competition.
I am. I
Okay,
am.
well, hopefully
And
you can catch the bachelor's attention today. I hate my life. All right, what was the number two random fact about you?
the other way, I do work in the medical field.
What do you do in the medical field?
So I take care of people's family members that they don't want to put in a nursing home. So, you know, where it be, companionship, or literally I have one patient that is bedbound. So, basically he's bedridden, so bed baths, brushing the teeth, all of that, like he's
Okay,
incompetent.
well,
So
it sounds like you have a kind heart. And speaking of heart, if it sounds like if our bachelor has a broken heart today, you probably have the right tools to get it fixed right up for him. All right, I'm my grandma's favorite grandson. Back into the show. All right, two phones. I asked you to come up with some questions today for today's show. You got those questions ready on hand?
I do.
Okay, well, how about we start off with Red?
Do you guys see him clear?
mhm. Yeah.
So we're gonna have
Everybody's
Red
like
be.
lagging for me.
Uh-oh. You want to
Excuse me.
come in and come out, or just wait for it to kind of settle up a little bit?
No,
All right,
I
we're
can
gonna have.
hear you. It's the pictures that's like freezing, but I can hear. Go ahead. What's the question?
All right, so we're gonna have Red be contestant
Oh, the
number one,
battle thing.
and then we'll have No Time be contestant number two, and then, like I said, we're still waiting on one more contestant. But if we can have some contestant in the chat step up for today's episode, we will really appreciate it. All right, but into the show, shouting out with contestant number one, which is going to be Red. What question do you have lined up for her two phones?
So, Red, my first question for you is, what do you
Mhm.
prioritize more, relationship or career?
I will have to say relationship.
And why is that? Why the
is,
relationship over the
it,
career?
is it just a question, or you want to know why?
Yeah, give us a little reason why.
I feel like if you find somebody that's special to you, they're hard to come by. You understand? And a career, you can always come to a compromise. If you got the right person, they'll compromise with you. So it's all about who you have there with you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, it looks like you're ready for that part in your life. All right, moving over to contestant number two. Two phones. What question do you have lined up for her?
So, no games. My question for you is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I would have to say invest more, make smarter decisions, take those chances, listen less to the negative, and just believe in yourself.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I
That's
think some
lit.
of my idols
That's
when
lit.
I was
That's lit.
younger are all canceled now. That shows a little bit about my taste when I was 16 through 21. So moving right along back over to Red. What question do you have lined up for her two phones? And while you're looking at that question, like I said, if somebody wants to step up, I know we have some beautiful women in the chat. We have Nat, we have Jaylene, or is that
This is
Jaylene?
so weird.
Oh,
Can I? Yeah, that's
yeah, you want to
Jaylene.
come?
Can I? No, I got a question. How come we calling him two phones? Did you ask them to call you that?
That's what his name is.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what he goes
that
by.
is my name, respectfully. But I mean, you know me as another name, so I
I
get
know him
why.
as another. Yeah, it's weird to me. Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead. I was confused.
All right, so my next question for you, Red, is what makes you unique?
I love different. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm
And
passionate
I
about everything, whether it's something I'm angry about, happy about, sad about, something I love. I give it 100%, and that type of loyalty isn't around anymore.
and I
If
do
I'm
know
with you,
that to
I'm
be
with you.
Yeah, and I do know that to be true. I've had a couple of Reds peoples in my stream, and they rep her 100%. When you have that drip drop, that red drip drop next to your name, you know where their loyalty
Yeah.
stands. I can definitely vouch for that. All right, back over to No Time. What question do you have lined up for contestant number two?
My question for you is, what is the biggest boundary that you have in relationships?
Biggest boundary. Hmm.
Maybe something that while you think about that question, how about we plug the show? All right, we are on Rate the Date. This is the number one dating show on the platform. I'm your awesome host, Dorian, and today we have two phones as our bachelor. We have Red and No Time as our contestants that are competing to win a virtual date with said bachelor. We got a couple more questions, then we're moving into round number two. Actually, we got a couple. We'll double up the questions if nobody steps up, and then he'll make his final pick. Him and that person get to know each other off of the platform, and then they tune back in the next Friday, closer to 12 p.m. Eastern time, and give us a bit of an update. All right, back over to No Time. What is
I would
the
have to
biggest
say,
boundary that you have?
I would have to say time because my love language is quality time. And I'm a firm believer that everybody makes time for what they want.
Okay, gave you a little bit of time to think about that, and you knocked it out of the park. Okay, back over to contestant number one. What question do you have lined up for two phones?
Okay, so Red, what does your ideal partner look like?
Tall, thin, uh, good teeth, smell good. I'm into dimples. I don't really care if the hair is long or short as long as you well groomed. And I'm big on the neck up, you keeping it groomed. If you're gonna be bummy, from the neck down, it's okay, but always keep it together in your face, and we won't have a problem.
I love it in true Red fashion. She definitely is giving you a pin precise answer, and it's funny because, like I said, two phones. He's like, I got my head braided up perfectly. I'm ready to rock and roll. So definitely checking off a couple of those boxes.
It is.
And like I said, we're still waiting on one more contestant. So Zuzu or the beautiful Nat, if you want to jump in, all you're doing is answering some questions, sitting there and looking pretty, and it's not too hard. All right, moving right over to back over to No Time. What question you have lined up for her? Two phones.
Well, my question for you is, who do you go to for relationship advice?
It used to be my grandmother, um, but now
Did you
like
hear him?
a
No
lot of
Time.
a
I
lot a
like
lot
it.
of meditation. Hmm? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, I was making sure. Um, it used to be my grandmother, but now like I do like a
I
lot of
can hear you. I can
meditation,
hear
and
everybody, even if I'm lagging.
I'm uh
Okay.
I'm very
Maybe.
cautious
Okay.
when I talk to people about my relationship because, not everybody has your best interest.
definitely.
So what was the
I
last
agree.
advice that grandmother gave you? Because I am my grandma's favorite grandson. Just ask my grandma. So
Mm,
what are some of the grandma words that kind of stick with
Regardless of how tough things are, giving up is not an option if that's your person. It is always easier to look back and think about everything you've been through and run because you don't know what's in front of you and you don't know what's going to happen.
you? Oh, like your grandma. She's very good with the wisdom. That definitely reminds me of my own grandmother. All right, moving back over to contestant number one, Mr. Two Phones. What question do you have lined up for her?
So, Red, what do you consider your greatest weakness?
It's a hard question because excuse me, it's a hard question because the obvious answer would be my kids. That's my weakness. But it's like I feel like that's a cheating answer, and it's like, That would usually be any parent's answer. My weakness is definitely my kids, but it's also my kindness. Like I have a good heart. So my problem is that as angry as I get at you, at the end of the day, if I truly feel like you're sorry, I forgive you because I got a good heart. That is also my weakness.
Okay, all right. They're both kind of
Hmm.
intertwined, right? All arrows lead back to the heart. That makes perfect sense. All right, moving over to our heart specialist, our medical heart specialist, Miss No Time. What question do you have lined up for her?
What is the best thing about your life at this moment?
My ability to live my best life
Sleep is wild.
and not worry about other people's judgments. It took me a while to get here, but I'm a firm believer if you're not part of my 3 F's, I take care of
Me, or does it feel like the contestants are getting better as the questions go on? Like they have these kind of ready to. I feel like you know we're gonna hear exactly who these ladies are with their answers. All right, moving back over to the lovely Red and Zuzu. Step up, get in the box, woman. Don't make me ask you again. I'm just playing. All right, back to phones. What question do you have lined up for Red?
Red, are you happy with the person that you have developed into? And if not, what is one change that you need to make?
I am happy with the person that I'm into. I feel like nobody's. I hear an echo. We hear?
I it just now started. I
Hello.
just now did it.
Is that me? Am I echoing, or is it everybody?
I hear a small echo.
I feel like I'm.
Hold on.
You can hear. You still hear the echo?
Do you still hear it?
Hello.
No. You still hear it?
Hello. Hello. Mm-mm. I don't hear it.
No, not anymore.
I heard it before. I don't hear it now.
What about now?
Hello.
What about? Mm-mm.
You hear it now? Now? Okay. All right. So I
Oh.
think it's. I hear it now. All right. I
Yeah.
think
Now.
it's no time. It's no time. It's
Hello.
fine. All right. So yeah, can you hear me?
Hmm. I hear you.
All right. So what was the question again? Two phone. Repeat it again. Two phones. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad. I turned my phone down for a second because of the echoes.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Ask the question again if you
um,
don't mind.
yeah, I got you. So the question was, are you happy with the person that you've developed into? If not, what is one change that you would need to make?
I'm happy with the person that I developed into, but I'm always going to look for change because I'm never going to be 100%. There you go again. Because I'm never going to be
I feel
100% satisfied. I'm always looking to change and grow and all of that. So I'm happy with
okay.
me, but I'm still going to try to grow.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Show of hands. Who all has kids on today's episode?
I don't know. It keeps.
Yeah. Who is it?
I do.
Is it now? Is it you? Do I have to? Is it me? I don't know. Chat. Tell me who chase the echo. Who has the echo? Do I have the echo? Somebody else has the echo. All right. So we have two people have kids. It's her headphones.
Is my headphone? Wait, why would it do it now? It wasn't
I
doing
hear
it
it
before.
now.
Let me see.
Oh,
I'm straight now.
Okay. Red. You had the echo. All right. Moving over to contestant number two. Two phones. What question do you have lined up for no time? Is it just me or did he freeze like this? Oh, there you go. No, he's good now. All
You're
right, two
frozen.
phones. What question do you have lined?
I got you. So no games. Are there any life lessons that you wish you knew earlier?
Yes. Credit. Having a good credit score gets you everything. You know, when I was younger, my parents always taught me if you've got cash, pay for it now. You don't worry about credit. And now, you know, I started working on my credit when I was 34 because I started, you know, I was like, why is this like this? And all of a sudden I started reading and I'm just like, "Hmm." So building your credit and having a great credit score is probably the greatest.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, I'm just getting myself some financial advice, and they told me get the mortgage because the mortgage helps you out with your credit. So I was always thinking, no, just give them the money up front. And they said, no, allow it to supplement your credit. Credit is very important. And I just within the last 5 years have been finding out a lot about it. But enough about me. Back over to two phones. What question you have lined up for contestant number one?
Red, what is your favorite thing about yourself?
Oh, she's in that sweet spot, that honey spot, right before the goal. Do. There you go. You're unmuted, Red.
Can you
Red,
repeat the question?
there you go.
I know.
What is your favorite thing about What is your favorite thing about yourself?
My personality and my eyes.
Yeah, well, she does have nice eyes and a very uplifting personality. I'll give her that. Okay, back over to contestant
Hmm.
number two. What question do you have lined up for contestant number two?
All right, so no games. What was the stupidest reason one of your relationships broke up?
I don't feel like any of them were
Or just what is an example of a relationship that ended um, non-amicably, like without getting too crazy?
um I will say the dishonesty was probably the reason.
In the last one, or just a relationship?
No, the last one in
Okay, yeah.
2021.
There's a lot of. It's always interesting when I ask people like, what are some relationship deal breakers, and they say like liars. I hate liars, and I'm like, I think that's just kind of common sense. I don't want a liar as a friend. I don't want a liar as an enemy. I don't want a liar as a spouse. But yeah, but definitely when you find out where somebody's when somebody's being deceptive, it's definitely not nice. All right, bringing it back over to Red, but how about I give them a question coming from the chat? So, Red, I got a question for you. Nita wants to know, she says, if you had a chance to, if you were on a, if you were on a date that didn't involve too much talking and communicating, like at a library or movies, how are you going to spice up that date and get to know your partner?
I feel that intimacy is more than physical. You know, you can the touch and just talking to them and being around them and getting close to them. You can feel their vibe and see if it's the same
Okay, yeah, that's true. There are love languages for a reason, right? And there's more than just physical touch. So it's a good response. What about
way.
you, in no time? If you were
Thank you.
in a date that didn't require too much conversing,
I know.
how are you gonna how are you going to show and get to know that person?
I'm a firm believer communication is 80% body language. And like I said 2 weeks ago, lies is the biggest thing, or eyes, not lies. Your eyes are the biggest thing, and the eyes say a lot about you. But I'm definitely playing Silent Library. Like that's the thing that I've always wanted to play. A Silent Library, like, you know,
Yeah,
can you
definitely.
Silent Library without getting kicked out?
Yeah, fair enough. Did that play into Two Phone's excuse about last week? What was his body language from, and what were his eyes saying? I think both of y'all are
Well,
overqualified to
there
make
wasn't a whole lot of eye contact when he was giving his
like their icon.
excuse.
All right,
It's like,
back back over to the ladies. How about we switch things up a little bit and put the show in the ladies' hands? Starting off with Red, is there a question you would like to know about Two Phones?
Would you relocate for love? If I lived out of state from where you are and we had a connection, would you relocate?
It depends.
It depends on
On
what.
It depends on where you live, because there's some areas that like their economy's busting, and then there's some areas that economy's not busting. Like if I move out there, I still gotta be able to like feed myself. You know what I mean? So it really just it is based on that.
Yeah, but I
Anything
feel like
else
there's
I can
some.
deal, I can deal with, you know, but
I feel like there's sometimes a certain person or that will make you surpass economic struggle. And even if it might be a little bit harder, you work together, you got two sources of income. Like, let's say, for instance, if that person was very well off and made more money than you, would that make you feel uncomfortable Two Phones?
no, not at all, because I'm still gonna be my own person at the end of the day. I'm not a pocket watcher like that. So it's like if she made more bread and she wanted to like maybe help me out with like the moving thing, then that's fine. But I'm still gonna like seek my own money because that's just who I am as a man.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And what about you, No Time? What question do you have for our bachelor today?
what are your top 3 red flags?
Top three red flags. In chat, what are some of
Um,
y'all's red flags? I know my red flags are, I know my biggest one is a big ego. Second is somebody who's not conscientious. Like if you're being rude to like waiters or you don't know how to use please and thank you.
I don't like women that can't hold a conversation. I don't like ungratefulness. And I don't like somebody who's too attached to their friends.
Interesting.
Like if
Okay.
we go on a date, your friend shouldn't be with us. It's weird.
Okay. All right. Well, that was very direct. I appreciate that answer. I wasn't expecting the last one, that's a good insight on what you like. All right, back over to you, Two Phones. I think we have a couple more questions for the ladies. So starting off with, how about we switch things up? We'll have No Time be contestant number one, and then we're gonna have Red be contestant number two. So starting off with No Time, what question do you have lined up for her?
Okay, so the question is do you have kids or do you plan on having kids? Which is that's a base we already covered, right?
Yeah.
So I'll ask you I'll just ask you something off the cuff. Um,
Well, we have one in the
do
chat.
you feel like do
We
you
have
feel
somebody.
like
Yeah,
do
go
you
for it.
feel
Go for it.
like do you feel like how do you feel about like roles in the household? Do you feel like the man should stick to like the bills and the woman should stick to like the cleaning and like the domestic stuff, or do you feel like those roles could switch up?
I don't do gender roles in the house. And the reason I don't is because if you have certain rules for certain people and your roles are to cut the grass and take out the trash and your job is to change the tire but you break your leg or break two legs and you're in the bed for 6 months, who's going to cut the grass and take out the trash and change the tire? I can do all that. Or let's
Interesting.
say
I
I
agree.
or let's say I have a kid and I'm in the bed for 6 weeks because there was complications. Who's going to cook and clean and all of that if I can't move? So I don't really do gender roles. It really is based upon the two people in the household and the conversations
Mhm.
that they have.
Yeah, I've never thought about that because if you're so reliant on that gender role to be what it is, then the moment where something happens, when a curveball hits, then what do? Kind of everything falls apart. So that's where it comes
Because I
time
know how to
to,
change a tire
yeah, fair enough. All
and
right,
the
moving
oil.
it over to Red. What question do you have for her? Two phones.
So, Red, do you like trying new things, or are you someone that likes to stick to familiar things?
Okay, so that's a tricky question because I like trying new things unless it's things like food. Uh,
What
if it's
type of,
food, I don't like trying new food.
yeah, you said food. What is something that like you wouldn't try? Like what? I think you said you're scared of heights. So somebody asking you to go skydiving or riding a roller
It'll
coaster,
never
how would?
happen. Uh-uh.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, fair enough.
No. No.
Two phones. Do you are you
Mhm.
okay with heights?
Am I okay with heights?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I the Six Flags in my region, because I'm from New England, they have the Superman ride.
Yeah, I was just asking because I didn't think you were because you're right. I asked you how would you like me to customize your flyer in clouds, you know, smoke. So I was like, the guy's okay. Oh, the guy's okay with being up there. All right, moving back over to
I think
contestant
that's a
number one.
different cloud, but okay.
different type of different type of smoke. All right, cloud
That's a
nine.
different cloud.
Moving
That's a different cloud. But
cloud
okay.
nine. All right, moving over to no time. What question do you have lined up for no time?
So, no time. What is your favorite Disney film?
Ooh,
There's a lot of them out there.
that my ultimate favorite was always Beauty and the Beast growing up, followed by The Lion King. Um,
Okay,
but
those are good choices. Good choices.
now that I'm older, I want to say Moana is one of my favorite ones that I
I,
watch all the
you know
time.
what's you know what's crazy? I've never watched that one. And I watched Beauty and the Beast like 2 weeks ago, and the organ, it like the CGI on it, I thought it was a lot better. I'm like, man, this is corny. All right, moving over to Red. What question do you have lined up for Red?
So, Red, what is something that annoys you more than anything else?
She has kids. She doesn't like heights. She said that she doesn't like somebody who is dirty. I would say to shorten her answer.
I get annoyed by a lot of things, you know. But if
Okay. All right.
I do,
Any
I got a
relationship?
short temper. I don't got a lot of patience. But see that it could be a lot of things. So like when you say annoyed, I wanted to say I get annoyed with accusations. Don't accuse me of something I'm not doing. That annoys me. We got a problem.
Interesting. When you get accused,
That'll be my number one.
interesting. All right, so you got to be very
Mhm.
tactical. I've been learning a lot about that. Being
Mhm.
tactful with your partner, being able to say something or get at something that might even irritate you, but using tact. So, okay. All right, two phones. What question
I
do you have
think there's
lined
a
up?
difference between asking a question and accusing somebody.
I 100% agree.
You understand?
And we
It's annoying. There's one thing to come to me and say, hey, I feel like this is a little suspect. You know, I ain't like that. We can talk about that. But if
yeah,
you come to me and say, hey, you was moving funny, and I feel like you was doing it on purpose, me and you, we got a problem now.
yeah. And
It's
I
annoying.
don't
Don't
I
accuse
don't
me
think
of something that you don't got proof on.
hey, I don't think you're alone on that. As streamers, like we all are, I think there's multiple times when people put words in each other's mouths or make accusational fodder all the time on stream. You could swipe this
Mhm.
way and swipe that way, and that's what's going on now. But enough about that. Back into the show. Two phones. What question do you have lined up for no time?
So, no time. What's the most daring thing you've done on a date, on a first date in the past?
Ooh, okay.
When axe throwing.
Repeat that one more time.
I went axe throwing.
Axe throwing. Okay. I thought you said when my ex
Axe
threw me.
throwing.
I'm like, yeah.
Me too. I understood the same
I
thing. I
thought you
was
said
here
when my
like,
ex threw her. I was like, oh yeah, that's very spontaneous. I hope it was a kink and not something that led to any type of lawful punishment.
So,
I
real
don't like.
quick, fun fact, I actually went skydiving on one of my dates.
I would love to go
Oh,
skydiving.
oh,
okay, all
and
right. Finding some.
Look, Red said no.
no,
And I'm scared of heights. So like I want to get
no.
over that fear. Like I ride roller coasters, but jumping out of a plane would be I just love the way that the earth looks from outside of a plane window. So I would love to just be able to, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well,
Okay,
like
okay.
the
No, I
thing, really
appreciate it.
briefly, the thing was that
Yeah, for real, for
the thing
real.
was that she had said to me like I don't want to go on no like basic ass like typical date, and I said, oh really? So I took that as a challenge, and we went skydiving.
Okay.
Interesting. Wow, that is awesome. One day I hope to get there. I don't know if I could jump out of a plane without having a shot of tequila. So
It's
let's
never
see.
gonna happen.
I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
put it to the test. I'm gonna do rate the date from
It's never gonna
in
happen.
the air, like James Bond. All right,
Uh-uh.
back. Oh, hey, Red. Same question for you. Hit her with the same question. Two phones.
What's the
What's my
most daring
question?
thing you've done on a first date in the past, Red?
This a feature
You can
show.
say it again.
I had a feeling she would say that. Another one of her random fact. Another one of her random facts is that she's flexible. She had a bunch of interesting random facts. All right, but
Mhm.
yeah, oh, that you can cultivate into a featured show answer, Red.
uh,
I can see all the inappropriate things like that are swirling through her head.
I'm trying to word this in the right way.
Okay, take your time. Don't worry about that. Let me plug the show while you're thinking about that. So this is Rate the Date. This is the number one dating show on
Can
the
you
app.
repeat the
I'm your lovely
question?
host,
Can you
Dorian.
repeat the question? Can I phone a friend? The most
um,
daring thing.
all right, so we have two phones. He's our bachelor. We have these two awesome contestants.
Uh,
We got a couple more questions to go, and after that, he's gonna get to know the person that he picks off of the app, and he's gonna tune back in and let us know how things been going over a week. All right, back over to you, Red. The question was for you. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. Is what is the most daring thing that you've done on a date?
I guess a nice way to put it would be like rooftop fun. You know what I mean? Let's just leave it at that. Thank you.
Rooftop fun. Okay, doesn't like heights,
Hmm.
but something tells me
Hmm.
if those people that were up there, if they would have been up
That
there,
one was different. You feel me?
it would have been a
Yeah.
sight to see. Okay, we got a lot of height
I mean,
issues.
there's something about looking up and seeing the sky that's different, you know? It's just
Yeah,
different.
fair
It
enough.
is different.
And no
You
ceilings.
asked, nobody told you to ask.
No ceilings. That's gonna be the name of her next
I
album. Shout
jumped
out
out
to
of the
Lil
boat.
Wayne.
Yeah, I mean,
Are
you, most of the places you go to have ceilings, you know. On the roof, there's no ceiling. It hits different when you're looking up and you see the sky. Hello?
yeah, it hits differently, literally. All right, back over to two phones. I think we have enough
It
time
really does.
for
It really does. It really does.
for one more question. So make this one count, two phones. What question do you have for the lovely No Time?
So, my question for you is, how would you describe yourself in one word?
That's a good one. Love that.
One word.
One word.
Hmm. Golly.
Like
Can
me,
I
I
like
have
just
mine
say one
tattooed
word?
on me.
Like, can I just group it all together? Like some of y'all writing sentences with no punctuation. If I was gonna describe myself in one word, I would have to say hmm, amazing. I
Amazing.
would say
Okay.
amazing.
Amazing?
Amazing.
Okay, okay.
Is that coming from a
I'll take
place
that.
of confidence?
It's a little bit of everything. A lot that I've been through in to see what I've overcome and to see how I handle a lot of differences in the world in society. You know, pretty amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love the self confidence, and I feel like She said that she played football. I feel like that. She made that catch, so to speak. All right, back over to Red. What about you, Red? What is one word that you would use to describe yourself?
Humble.
Humble.
Hmm.
And what do you think is attribute or a trait about you that makes you humble? Like, what is something? I mean, I know you to
I
be a
feel like,
humble
you know,
person,
it's,
but I've
with a
never.
lot with a lot of things that people with a lot of things, a lot of people they praise me about a lot of different things, and they see parts of me that I don't see because I'm very humble. To me, we're the same. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times I don't
Yeah.
realize it, or I don't understand it. You know, it's I'm very humble. I don't put myself above nobody, but I don't put you above me neither.
Oh yeah, fair enough. And I'm an testament to that. I've been to her stream a couple of times, and definitely. Well, unfortunately, that is our last question of the show. So big. Can we get a round
Get
of
in
applause
there.
for these ladies? Definitely holding it down and making it look easy. And our bachelor and the chat. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of our chat members, and I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. So we're definitely picking up some traction over here with our regulars on Rate the Date. All right, so
Thank you.
this is
Thank
how it
you.
was. We had two phones as our bachelor today, and he has to make an important decision today. He has no time for games, and then she definitely told us what she doesn't have time for, exactly what those were. She let us know her do's and her do nots on dates. She let us know that she actually likes heights, and what she had in common with our bachelor. Also, some relationship turmoil that has happened in that past with just somebody that was not being truthful, things like that. And then we have Red. Red told us she doesn't necessarily have a lot of patience for a lot of things, and she let us know what those were. And she
Nope.
let us know what were some dates that she was a little bit spontaneous that had to do with the rooftop. I'm sure you can learn more about that on her stream. Um, and yeah, and I've been to her stream. She's very outgoing, and she wears her heart on her sleeve, so to speak. All right, two phones. I only have one question to ask you. Who is going to be today's winner? Can I get a drum roll, please?
The drum
In
roll for
chat, who do
me.
you think he should pick?
I'm gonna go with Red.
Both is-
Congratulations, Red. You are today's winner. Can I get a round of applause for Red? And awesome having you. She is today's winner. No time for games. You did awesome on the show, and you got better as the show went on. It was. Do you have anything going on the app that you would like to plug before you go?
I do stream every day over here. Now I do a show on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, before and after the game with games. It is a football show, football only. I don't do any other
Wow.
sport, football
Definitely
only.
make sure to
So
definitely make
if
sure to
people
tune
want
into
to
that.
join
Yeah.
suicide leagues, fantasy leagues, let me know before football starts. We
Yeah.
are
Definitely make
T
sure to tune in.
minus
Yeah.
7, 9, 12 days. So thanks for having me. It's
Yeah.
nice meeting you, two phones. Red, you look amazing.
Oh, that was awesome. Definitely.
I
And
need to
she had
pay
time to
her.
do her
She
featured
jumped
show
out.
and came in on to mine. So that is awesome. Okay, congratulations, Red. You are today's winner. And two phones. What I'm gonna ask both of you guys is I'm gonna make a
Thank
group
you.
chat for y'all. Y'all get to know each other for a week. All that I ask is y'all have fun. If it's better off as friends, or if it something happens a little more, they don't call me the person that makes uh, turns virtual dating into reality. I mean, it's featured right there. And yeah, just come back and let us know and have fun. That's all I want to ask. All right. So, anything you want to plug
For
before you
sure.
go, Red?
um, I just want to say, if
You
you
have
don't know
anything
me,
going
I'm
on the
Top Badge. If you don't know me, I'm Top Badge Red. I run the family, the Reds. If you see them, if you in the chat, any of you my people, put a drip in the comments. But you guys are welcome to fave me. Come to my stream. If you fave me, I'm gonna check my list on the way out. I'll refave you. Don't worry, I got no problems with faving you back. I have an auction coming on the 14th of September. It's a colors auction, so I definitely have to make it for that because I'm Top Badge Red and I can't miss a colors auction. Hello. And shout out to
Hey
Sam,
now.
man.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have so many emoji. You have so many emojis in your name. We can't even see your top badge. That is awesome. That shows some loyalty right there. And I think you have a birthday coming up, or maybe that's somebody else's thing. Big shout out to you, Red. What about you, Sand? I mean, two
Oh
phones.
no,
What
that's
do you have
pound
going?
cake.
Oh, pound cake. What do you have going on the app? Anything you want to plug before you go?
So, me, Gemini, and Daddy Malcolm, we just started a podcast called The Oasis. Our first episode was Wednesday. It's every Wednesday, 9 Eastern, and it's on a rotational schedule. So this week it was in Gemini's live. Next week it'll be in Malcolm's live. The week after that it'll be in my live. So yeah, it's a podcast about nothing, and we have a lot of things to talk about. So come chill, come pull up. You know what I mean? And shoot the shit with us.
All right, you guys get out of here. You guys have fun. I'll be seeing you next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Au revoir. Until next time, big shout out. Make sure to hit them with the favorite. And I don't do enough of this. People keep on telling me, tell them to plug your show. I mean, tell them to hit you with the favorite. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Make sure to hit me with the favorite on the way out. Definitely helps. We're just past 5,000. So yeah, definitely. I appreciate y'all. And it looks like our top gifter from today's episode is that Lucky Charm at the top spot. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Before we go, we're going to plug the top gifters from our last episode and the next gifter from who won. We'll get into that in a little bit right now. All right. So the number one person was Culinary at the number one spot. Then we had Fred, Lexi, who actually was a contestant on the show. Then we had at our third spot, and I think she's our number one person right now. That's going to be Lucky Charm at the number four spot. Our assistant on our last episode, Truth, and the number five spot. You see him here, and it's become very loyal to the show, and we appreciate him. Fine Blue-Eyed Devil, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Can we give a round of applause to our lovely gifters, always making things happen, and we appreciate that. And also, I got to let you guys know, and we're gonna be rocking and rolling. The 16th, the 17th, 18th, the 19th, and the 20th episode are all about Dorian. I am the most requested person, no bragging, that people want to see on the show. So I'm gonna be the bachelor for those episodes. Each episode, I'm gonna have 3 contestants. We're not done booking them. So if you guys like what you see, or if you have any type of relationship, or maybe you just have a competitive edge, but I am looking for love. And we've been working on this episode for a long time now. So we're going to have each episode, we're going to have 3 contestants. And then the final episode, I am going to make my pick. And that person, I'm flying them out. I'm driving to them. Maybe I just got to walk to them. Maybe they live next door to me. But if you want to get booked on that episode, either slide in my DMs or Beard Raider. We're working on those episodes right now. This is the 10th episode, so we have 5 more. And then you're going to see Dorian step up and be the bachelor. And in true bachelor form, we're having a 4-part episode with 3 contestants. And on the last one, I'll make my final pick. I'm super excited about it. I'm not going to lie to you, because I am laying it all on the line. And, Mr. Cupid has to get hit with an arrow sometime. All right. And before we go, let me give you a shout out to a show that's on the app. It's Suited Up with Chris. That's every Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much, people, for definitely tuning in tonight. We're rocking and rolling. And big shout out to Isher. We got Ray, Beard Raider. Always a pleasure. Charm. We might be seeing her on Dorian's episode. Who knows? I see you, Christian. Emoji J. Always. Thank you for recording this episode. If I could get a nice little welcome back, a nice little round of applause for our audience. Thank you, Nat. I don't know if you're